I'm going to make a very quick Mexican dish for you using a bit of leftover cooked rice. How many of you have cooked rice for a recipe and then find you might have a cupful left, and what do you do with it? This is something that we can use in this dish. So the one thing you must always remember when you're cooking rice, if you don't use it all, rinse it in cold water and refrigerate it, and then you can keep it in the refrigerator for 2 days. I tend to use oils with garlic. This one, for example, has got garlic. It's been infused with garlic, so you can always spray a little bit of this in a pan and you've got that lovely garlicky taste. So to begin with, just start by frying off some onion. I'm using red onion today, but you can use white onion or leek. While that's cooking, I'm going to add some chopped pepper to it. This recipe really, you can use all fresh ingredients. I'm just using half a red pepper that I had left over in the fridge. Alternatively, if you've got some cooked leftover carrot, or if you've got a few green beans left from a Sunday lunch, chop it up and save it in the fridge, and you can add things like this to this recipe and it will be perfectly fine. So just chop up your red pepper, or if you've only got yellow or green, any colour really, any colour you've got left in the fridge will do. Pop that in. And then finally some courgette. So once this has sort of browned off a little bit, just turn the heat down so the onion and the pepper will soften slightly. And once that's happened, you then add your seasoning. So today I'm using a little bit of smoked paprika. But this is a sort of recipe that you can change. So if you're not a big fan of smokiness, you can just add ordinary paprika, or you can add a spot of cumin. Just look in your store cupboard and see what you've got. I want about a teaspoon of, and straight away you get that lovely smoky flavour coming through as you cook. And then into this you now add your courgette. So this is a really quick and easy midweek meal. You could add carrot to this if you wanted to, or any leftover vegetable. And then the minute the paprika has coated everything, what you then do is you add some tomatoes. So these are just a can of ordinary chopped tomatoes. Just add that. So I'm going to leave that just to simmer now on a gentle heat. So this has been simmering now for about 15 minutes. The onions and the peppers have softened nicely. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add the kidney beans just to heat those through. And remember, you can add any bean that you have in your store cupboard. Quite often I'll add things like lentils to a recipe like this. And then finally, once they've sort of come up to temperature, you can add your cooked rice, your leftover cooked rice. Now there isn't enough there, there's probably only one serving, but if you add it to this mixture and then serve it in a taco shell, then you'll get all the carbs that you need in your diet and you haven't wasted your rice. And you'll see the rice absorbs the tomato. So the rice has warmed through now, it's piping hot. So now you can spice this up. Taste it, check the seasoning. You can add extra chili to this, fresh or dried. You can add some sour cream on the top when you serve it. Lots of variation, and it's used leftover vegetables and store cupboard ingredients. I'm just going to fill these taco shells with this mixture. And then you can pop some green salad on the side. And then if you want the extra heat, you can put fresh chili onto this. Just be very careful when you're handling chili. Sometimes I put oil on the end of my fingertips because it can get into the pores of your skin. And you can just scatter those on the top for that extra bit of heat. And that's your little taco ready. A little bit more salad this side, and that's your Mexican style recipe using leftover rice.